So Aidan, did you know early with Auguste Rodin that he was really something a bit special?
Yeah, before he came even Kieran, he was considered very special from Coolmore, very highly rated all the way. And all through all his checks and samples, he was always very highly rated, all the way from the time he was a foal. And it's very unusual for a horse to be like that. And when we started working him, he looked very special. I remember when Ryan rode him, I think it was in February as a 2-year-old, he said, "This is a very special horse." So he ticked all the boxes all the way, really. The first day he ran at the Curragh, he ran in a maiden. He just got beat. He was race a little bit messy. He just got caught in a little bit of traffic. But I remember Ryan coming in and saying he felt very special that day. Every week he's progressing. Physically he's getting stronger. He's growing still. Yeah, he's ticking all the boxes really. Rachel rides him every day and she's very happy with him. Seamus is riding him in his work now since Wayne used to ride him before he got injured at a Curragh. So Seamus is riding him now and he's very happy. Andrew's very happy the way he's doing. And Davy is in charge of him, or Andrew's in charge of him, but Davy looks after him and he's very happy. So everyone is very happy all the way, really, Kieran.
Rachel, tell us, how long have you been with him? And apparently you have an incredibly close bond.
I'm the lucky one, yeah. I've ridden him since January, February last year, so right through his career. Yeah, it's very lucky.
And did you know he was special straight away?
Yeah, he stood out. You know, he was just very natural, great mind. Everything was very easy to him.
And when you say a great mind, not just in terms of racing, is he just a pleasure to deal with in that regard, or does he ever have his days where he might be a bit on his toes? Or
no, I mean his personality, but he's intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, he seems to know what's going on. Winter time, you know, he's a handful. He was fresh, but he's just always done everything with ease.
And he's not overly big, is he?
No, he's athletic.
Yeah.
He's very athletic. I've never ridden a horse to move so well. You know, he switches leads and you can't feel it.
Really?
Oh, he's just unreal.
He's coming to say hello to us.
When you stand away from him, you don't think he's that big, but when you stand into him, he's plenty height. And Rachel always says he rides like a big horse. He's big stride, and that's usually the sign of a very good horse. When you look at them and they don't look big until you stand into them, it usually means that they're very well balanced, very well proportioned, really.
And is that something to do with perhaps the breeding, Deep Impact? I mean, obviously you've had a few, Saxon Warrior, Snowfall among others. Are they characteristics, particularly the sire?
Yeah, obviously he's a very special stallion, and they're very special horses to train. They're very natural, very easy to train. They don't take a lot of work. They've very good minds. They've loads of speed. They stay very well, and they have all the things that you really want in a horse. And like I said, they're very easy to train, very nimble horses. We're just so lucky, and Auguste Rodin is the last crop of the Deep Impacts. That's the year he passed away.
I rode for a good few years in England,
Yeah.
but I never sat on horses of this quality, and the difference is just...
And how did this come about, coming over here from Yorkshire to here?
I made the decision to retire from race riding, and this is, you know, the adrenaline, and you miss it when you're not racing.
Yeah.
But to get to ride these horses is something else. I think Epsom was probably one of my proudest days racing. Honestly, it's hard. You put so much work in. You're with them every day.
Yeah.
It's great when the results come.
You must be so nervous before a big race.
Yeah, yeah. It's just to keep him. The last day, you know, of his canter, it's a relief. You know, he's in one piece and everything's gone to plan, and yeah. And then when the results come, it's brilliant.
And it's interesting to see the route that you're taking, going to the King George next. You've won it with some special horses, some versatile horses, the likes of, well, there were none more versatile probably than Highland Reel, the way he travelled around the world, the great Galileo. And of course, Dylan Thomas, on the way to winning the Arc, won the King George. Is that the route you're thinking with him?
Yeah, we always had it in our head that that's what we would do. Like obviously, even if he had have won the Guineas, he'd have went to Epsom and then he would have probably taken in the Curragh. I suppose if he was going to the Ledger, he mightn't have went to the King George, but the plan was always kind of, the minute he won the Derby, was coming back to Ireland for the Irish Derby and then going to King George after that, if everything was okay.
And after the King George then, is the plan to push on to France?
Yeah, no, he'll have a little rest and then he'll come back for either Leopardstown or York for either obviously the mile and a quarter race in York or the Irish Champion Stakes. And then we'll have a look at a race after that, I think. Obviously, like, the Arc is there, but he is a beautiful moving horse and you wouldn't want to be running him in soft ground or bad ground, we think. But he is an incredible horse, really.